Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to all of my Sagittariuses out there. If you are a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of October. And in case anybody is interested, I'll be using the Every Little Thing You Do is Magic tarot deck. I love this deck so much. So you'll see why in just a second. Let's see what cards have in store for October. I don't know if you guys noticed, but about half of the deck just fell out when all these cards came out. So it's also kind of a mixed bag. And also, you are, I believe, the fourth or fifth sign to get the star, which is excellent energy collectively moving forward into October. But to go on from there, we had the Four of Wands and the Four of Swords. We have the Seven of Swords, the Ace of Wands, tapping into that Sag energy. The champion is the Knight of Cups. Again, the star. And on the bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. And the Devil reversed is beneath the King of Swords as well. Yeah, that one wants to be here with us. Okay. So there's a combined energy of both celebration and togetherness and almost community, along with a necessity for rest. Sagittarius is you guys do tend to be more extroverted. And even if you're not extroverted, you are just a social person. You love to interact with people. Even if you are more introverted, you still love to hear the stories, tell the stories, experience life. So it's possible you've been doing that in your more close-knit community with your friends or your family, or again, even just around your community. You go in the YMCA and talking to your favorite local there. Who knows? There's a sense of togetherness and harmony and union, but it's matched with this necessity to rest. And maybe you have been acknowledging that and allowing yourself the rest you need, or maybe you've been trying to ignore it because you think there is just too much world to experience to allow yourself the rest. But in any case, you need to slow down a little bit. That's what I'm getting. You need to slow down a little bit and just let yourself have a day off. Like, not trying to experience, not trying to gain a story to tell, just taking time for yourself to recharge, replenish. And part of that need for rest is because I think this Seven of Swords energy feels like it's a past energy, but it's a past energy that's still lingering. There was some sort of deception, either you put onto others or others put onto you. There was a quarreling, and you ended up making it to the other side, being the only one unscathed, but in reality you weren't actually unscathed. Like, you can see there's seven swords littered on the ground. It's a barren battlefield. The battle's over, but and the fox won at what cost kind of thing. And that's why I think the rest is needed right now. There was some sort of battle you went through, and if battle's too extreme of a word, there was some sort of like petty fight. There was a quarrel. There was something where you had to deceive others or others deceived you, and whoever was doing the deceiving got caught. It caused a whole thing. You might have lost friends. Friends might have lost you. There was a sense of loss due to that deception. And again, physically, you might be unscathed, but there were wounds from that were not processed properly. So that's why you went back to your community. That's why you went back to your close knit circle to experience that sense of unity. Because for a while, you may have been walking around like you were lost, like you had no idea where to go, what to do. I think this was something big that may have been like a loss of a good friend or a friend group, a loved one, a relationship. There was some sort of heavy loss that you thought you'd be able to just drown out in true Sagittarius nature, drown out through experience. You Sagittarius, you guys have a tendency to explore and see the world and learn and expand your perspective, expand your horizons as a way to not feel what's going on internally. And that's what these starting cards kind of illustrate here. And that's why there is a necessity for rest. There's a necessity to come back to yourself, take it easy, even if it's just for one day. Allow yourself to acknowledge what you're feeling internally. Because once you allow that acknowledgement to come through, once you bring that hurt to your awareness, oh my gosh, so quickly you can release it. Sagittarius, you guys aren't people to dwell. You don't care about revenge. You don't want to dwell because there's more to experience. So naturally you tend to move through emotions pretty quickly once you allow them to be present with you, or once you allow yourself to be present with the emotions. It's like that. But getting you to actually feel the emotions is usually the hardest part of that battle. So, this Four of Swords energy is a necessity right now. Like I said, some of you might have already felt it and moved through it and you're good. Some of you have been ignoring this call. Like you might feel burnt out and exhausted, and you think that going out and celebrating this unity and being together with other people is going to heal that. No, you need time to yourself. That's the first part. Once you do, take that time to replenish, recharge, regroup, get yourself back together, and release all of the re's, all of the re's. Recharge, regroup, replenish, release. You're going to set off on this new beginning with this Ace of Wands. And I love Ace of Wands energy. It's truly just a curiosity. It's being led by your intuition towards that new sense of adventure. So rather than you chasing out experience, experience is now calling to you because you allowed yourself that rest to come back to yourself and come back to your full authentic nature with the star. And maybe this can go one of two ways. You either allow yourself the rest, replenish, release, etc., to then tap into your authentic self once more that will then drive you towards this new beginning. Or, you'll get the rest and you'll feel this call to action. You'll feel your heart like yearning for something. So you follow that heart led thing, which then leads you down an adventure, down a journey, experience. You have stories, which is bringing you back towards your authentic self. But in any case, you are tapping back into this divine unity with your own being. Oh, that's beautiful. Where you were chasing unity externally, and once you allow yourself to come back to yourself, you'll find that unity you were seeking is internal. That's really beautiful. I love that. I love that. But not only that, not only your divine authenticity, and I love the star because it's not just about being authentic in your physical being, it's also authentically connecting to what's beyond. So, if you have loved ones that pass that you feel are with you always, which they are, you might have a deeper connection with them where they start sending you messages that you can more easily decipher and understand. Or even if it's not loved ones, which again, they're always with us. But even if it's not anybody like necessarily close to you, it's just your guides, it's your ancestors, it's the universe, it's spirit. You are always divinely protected, and that authenticity helps you to shine outward from yourself, but also shine upward and connect with what's beyond. It's an openness. It's an authentic openness to discover what is beyond what we can see. And you'll be tapping into that as you're guided by your intuition. And it's almost like your guides, as you're tapping into that divine authenticity, your guides are what's pulling that heartstring towards this new adventure that's calling you towards that new experience. And when I say adventure, it can be just anything new. It can be a new job, new relationship, new, 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 new. It could literally just be you traveling the world and just saying, I'm bored. Let's spice things up. I'm going to book a plane ticket right now. Take it as it resonates. It could be anything. Or it could even literally just be you moving, you moving to a new neighborhood, you switching gyms. Like it could be anything new that offers that sense of curiosity and that awareness that, okay, this new thing is going to bring me new people, a new environment, new mindset, shifted perspective. It's that ability to allow yourself to experience everything that the newness has in store for you. So that's pretty exciting. And along your journey, I love this lineup right here. We have the King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Star all right next to each other. Throughout this journey, you'll be tapping into your emotional body. And this, I think, the start of this emotional wisdom, this sense of expanded emotional clarity as well, and being guided by your emotions rather than ignoring them, this starts as soon as you allow yourself to get rest in the first place. But it's going to be refined as you encounter this newness. And you are going to use this emotional clarity and this emotional wisdom, this empathy, to make sure you don't find yourself in any situations like this before. And so this wisdom might even just be you knowing who is worth befriending, and not only that, who is worth keeping around, who is worth trusting. So you don't find yourself in this situation of deception and lies and quarreling and pettiness. You're using this you're using this situation to help refine your intuition and emotional body so you don't find yourself in this situation any longer. So you are tapping more into the sense of celebration and unity with every person you find yourself with. You're releasing that tendency towards like drama and uncertainty. Because again, Sag, you guys love people. You are the sign of the zodiac that would sit and talk to any stranger you meet for hours on end, just listening to their story, telling your own. So you have this openness, and it truly is beautiful, but sometimes that openness comes with a lack of discernment. And even if, your heart's saying, it's not the best idea, you almost do it for the plot. You're like, no, 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 it'll be fine. It'll be funny. Like, it's fine. I'll figure it out. But in that process, you sometimes take on unnecessary burdens and pains and hurts that you could have avoided in the first place if you just use that discernment. So you can still sit and listen and be with the people that may have, not the best intentions, as long as you are not adopting them into your circle and making them, one of your best friends, because then you're opening yourself up to that hurt. Yeah, maybe you want to, and maybe it's all for the plot, because Sagittarius, you guys love to tell your stories, you love to experience, and it's just important moving forward to use that discernment because to me, your heart feels heavy after whatever the situation was. Your heart is heavy. I can feel it right now. Your heart is heavy and it's hurting, and your heart wants you to protect it. Stop doing things for the plot and start doing things for the heart. And you'll find that even when you move to the heart and do things for the heart, the plot still thickens. There's still adventure, there's still stories to tell, but it's stories where you are not carrying the burden of your own hurts, of your own actions. It's stories that are expansive and allow you to experience the wonders and beauty and love, the overwhelming love that exists in the world. That's where that wisdom comes in. And then we move to the King of Swords, which is just this that's interesting. That's interesting. These two together really actually represent solitude too. They represent, but it's not, it's a divine solitude. It's going within because you know that there is more wisdom within than you'll find like outside of yourself, I should say. So perhaps, and this won't be for all of you, this will just be for some of you. Yeah, with the devil reverse too. Perhaps this new adventure I speak of is a call to go within, is a call not, at least for the month of October. It doesn't have to be forever. It's a call to stop chasing external stimuli, stop chasing the story, stop chasing something that's outside of you. Because some of you are chasing the excitement, where others of you are running from the feeling. Either way, you're expending energy that doesn't need to be expended. October should be a time for you to go within and heal. And and I will say that could be that new adventure is going within, or after, it could be your rest leads to you going within, leads to you refining your heart center, which then leads you to this new adventure and this new beginning in your external. But in any case, you will be called to take a pause and to go within and to acknowledge what's going on inside, to reconnect with your heart center, tap into those emotions that have been unfelt. Clear out any mental clutter that has been plaguing your mind for too long. And part of that mental clutter, your mind is so loud because you're not letting your heart speak. You're not letting your heart feel, which is why you're hearing and it feels like your brain won't turn off. But coming back to yourself, clarifying, redefining, feeling, releasing, that will help clear this out. That will help open this up. That'll help you lead through that heart center. And again, it'll help you tap more into your divine authentic being. That does love to either chase or run or experience or grow or everything. But first, you need to come back to yourself in a radical way. And with the devil reversed, this tells me that once you do allow yourself that solitude and that sense of like mental clarity, you will be releasing those tendencies and those habits that do not serve you, those vices, those itches where that tendency to run away from your emotions, that tendency to distract rather than feel, you're releasing that. And any other bad habits or addictions that come with that, because as you're running away from what you're feeling, you're introducing escapism in its own form. So it could be substance use, it could be just distraction and spending way too much money trying to go everywhere and see everything and do everything and etc. Ultimately that leads to self-destruction. But when you come to yourself, when you come to your solitude and connect with your emotional body and tap into that divine authentic being, you're going to release the things that don't serve you. You're releasing that tendency towards self-destruction, however that looks for you. However that looks for you. You know, it's funny. As I was talking about that need for stillness, I was thinking to myself, I'm surprised the hangman didn't come out. Flew right out. Flew out as I was shuffling. Emphasis of everything I just said. It is time to pause. It's time to take a pause and reflect on your actions and reflect on what you've been doing, what led you up to this moment, and where you're going to go from here and how you're going to go from here. Do you want to keep doing the same things and feeling this exhaustion and being disconnected from your heart and inviting people in that are just going to hurt you? Or are you going to refine yourself? Are you going to release those self-destructive tendencies? All it takes is an act of reflection, a radical act of reflection. And I stopped myself from saying, I was gonna say, I'm surprised the hang one hasn't come out. I stopped myself because I was like, I don't want to jinx it. Flew right out. Flew right out. But Six of Cups, this one has also been in a lot of the readings this for the month of October, which I think is beautiful. It's an act of remembrance. It's a radical act of reminiscence. And I think this is going to happen as you're taking that time for yourself. You're going to allow yourself to see beyond whatever this hurt was, whatever this situation, whatever the hurts brought there, and go back to your childhood, go back to better times in your past and remember them fondly. And think about the person you were in your past. Think about how you've changed for better or for worse, and how you can use the memories and the wisdom that you hold from the times before to help you move forward now. It's a radical act of coming back to yourself and not only coming back to that person you were when you were younger, but using the wisdom from your younger self and your teenage self to embody your full authentic self in the now, to embody that. It's a coming together. You're merging these people. You're merging all of the versions of yourself into one. So you have the wisdom of who you are now and what you've been through now, but you still have the curiosity of where you've been and the overwhelming universal love. You have it all. You are merging them so you can be more connected to who you are internally. And at the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Cups. So once you do that, you're inviting, again, more celebration, a greater sense of connection. This is usually in your home environment, but it could also just be like your close friends, your family. It's you'll feel this sense of togetherness in your close personal relationships that you may have lost with the Seven of Swords energy. I'm feeling that whatever this was, you started it caused you to lose trust even in those you've trusted forever, because maybe the person that caused this thing in your life was somebody you thought you could trust, so now it caused you to question your trust of everyone. But this period of reflection, this period of being still and not forcing, not doing, not taking action, is helping you come back to your heart center, helping you understand who is worth the trust, who is worth loving and trusting enough that you're willing to accept that I am putting my full faith in this person, knowing that anybody is capable of hurting me, but I trust them enough because my heart loves them enough to put my trust in them. And then that's where this 10 of cups energy comes in. It's this sense of fruitfulness, it's togetherness, it's love, it's clarity, it's just joy, it's overwhelming joy and community and community. I love that we started with the 4 of Wands and ended with the 10 of Cups because they really do have a very similar vibration to them. The 10 of Cups is like the 4 of Wands on steroids, like, in a good way, in a good way. I don't believe this one wants to be spoken of. But that's your October, Sagittarius. That's your October. How lovely. You're learning how to trust again. And you're using that to come back to yourself, which then you will use that to emerge back into the world as this whole wise, beautiful version of who you are. Complete, full version of who you are, embodying every aspect of who you are and where you've been. Excuse me. If you did like this reading at all, if anything resonated, please leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know how your month went. I would love to hear about it. And if you're feeling up to it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you in this community. If not everything did resonate, this was a general reading. So if that is the case, I advise you to go and check out my website in the bio below. You can book directly with me for personal tarot readings, astrology charts, or human design charts. I'm open and ready for that. I would love to dive into your own divine matrix if you are feeling up for it. I also have my Patreon linked in the bio below where I'm always posting about spiritual content, fun place to learn and grow just as a human being, become more self aware. But Sag, I am so deeply proud of you. I'm so proud of you for using the month of October to come back to yourself. And I'm saying that in advance because I know you guys will heed the call. I know you will heed the call. Your hearts are so overwhelmingly big and you love so deeply. It's time to start turning that love in on yourself. Until next time.